Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Game number 2, the final game of the day. Once again, Complexity versus Sync Esports here to wrap it all up. And Complexity up 1-0 against Sync Esports. Very deserving victory. Definitely not a stomp necessarily, but once they got it going, they were in full control of that first game. So we'll see how game number 2 shapes up here. Joined by Snooey once again. We are flying through this draft right here, but real quick to clarify as well, we had a little bit of confusion about the Parasite assist, but I am getting confirmation here that honestly, I can't say I knew this myself, but I guess offensive auras that actually do assist in the sense of like the Soul's Bulwark and whatnot, they actually do give assists, so I guess it was just simply the aura effect that did give him the assist. From Parasite. So there we go. He just happened to be just in range and ended up working. So one of the many mechanics. Still learning. Five and a half years later. I'll eventually know this, guys. Just give me another 20 years and I might know this game kind of well. No, but anyways. Final pick in the beginning, or the first 3 picks here is just about here. Yeah,
Looks pretty similar so far.
It does. That's very similar. Midas, I guess, a little different, but other than that, it's very much the same. Complexity. Yeah, so you replace the bubbles with Midas pretty much so far. We're good to go. Revenant coming out for Sync on the other hand. All right. That's we saw them play it on Tuesday. I think you were casting me on Tuesday, so.
Yep.
They ran it very well, and it caused a very aggressive start and just snowballed with it. So, seeing how that performs here.
Offensive dual lane with Blitz. It was during Tuesday at least, and
That's
I know
right,
that
yeah.
versus Reason Gaming, or when Sync was playing Reason actually blind banned it.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
So respecting that pick.
Yeah. Huh.
And this is, so far, at least, the exact lineup that they were running during Tuesday's game. They had Tremble in the safe lane, Slapped in the forest, Doctor Repulsor, and then the Revenant, Blitz, and in the mid lane, who was that? Sibu was playing the Midas.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did perform very well throughout the week on that hero, but of course he's not here today. Again, Navy Rex are ringing today, as well as Mickey. Well, for that matter, both slapped, and then the new eventual 5th, unable to make it today. Who that new eventual 5th is going to be, again, still not sure just yet. Fade, though, coming out with a 4th pick here for Complexity. So they, see the Bubbles ban as well from Sync. I was gonna say, they're on the Midas. I don't think the Bubbles would necessarily happen here, but still better be safe than sorry, I guess, in their mind.
Yeah, where do you put Fade in the mid, Midas in the suicide, then it's a defensive tri-lane Behemoth Andromeda plus a carry from Complexity side. It has to be.
Yeah, well, and also just think maybe they're just expecting that aggressive tri-lane again. So from Sync, with that Revenant pick especially, so maybe they're kind of just setting up for that.
Yeah, I think Complexity is pretty well prepared actually versus this. If they put Tremble 1 versus 1, I think Midas should be doing pretty well. He does pretty well versus melee heroes, for obvious reasons, if he's in the suicide lane. Then Fade in the mid versus whatever they're supposed to pick, and then on defensive tri-lane, of course, versus the offensive man up from Sync side. So, yeah, I think Complexity's draft so far is, it's looking pretty solid. They don't, oh my god, they're still going to go for this.
They can't go Midas, but they just need more of a middle initiation, kind of that Bubbles, the Midas. I guess what else is left here that's similar to that? A Chipper maybe, that kind of style. He's not as mobile though.
Yeah, I mean versus it was versus Shrekislav they played this last time, and Shrekislav also had a defensive tri-lane with the same exact heroes more or less, Andromeda, Behemoth, and it was the Clanks. And I mean, even though Sync Esports with Revenant and Blitz was able to do fairly well, it wasn't like a dominant performance by any means. I think Kiesu was playing Revenant, was sitting on like 250 gold per minute of the laning phase, it was just the rotations from Flensmeister and Sibel and Midas doing such a good job that they were actually able to like close that game in a very dominant fashion. I don't think that versus Complexity this is going to be nearly the same thing. I feel like this is going to be very difficult now because Complexity knows exactly what's happening as long as they watch the series, which I assume they did.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I would find that very hard to believe that they didn't. So look at that Ravener final pick coming out. So it worked for them very well last game. They got the same theme and does go well in an eventual tri lane if that's what they want to do here on top of it. So you got Sync on the other side. Did they not go hero that you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why these guys keep asking for my advice on hero picks when they don't listen.
The trolls
anyway.
are real, man. I've been dealing with it forever. So you got all these right clicks on heroes like Berserker and stuff, and they're never good. And a curse. Now that is not the style I was expecting for
okay.
their final pick.
So they are swapping it up, and they have a Revenant in the mid instead, and now they have a Curse Blitz offensive. I don't know though. I mean, a Curse of course takes away the Lightning Ball from Ravenor. But Behemoth, as long as he's... No, wait, Oscar's playing the Behemoth?
Oscar is playing the Behemoth, yeah.
Okay, so they're... I wanted to see Midas Suicide, since it's versus Solo Tremble. I think he would have been doing really well. Now when it's Behemoth in the Suicide lane, not really the same thing. I mean, he's still going to be able to get experience and all, but I think Tremble is going to be able to farm relatively safely. I also think that Behemoth would have been a much better choice for their defensive tri-lane, seeing as he can, block off a curse, so the shield doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna choose to go with a Fade instead.
The accursed Blitz idea sounds very interesting, Also similar to like the accursed Valkyrie, but not really at the same time, if that's what they would go with. But, well, right now Blitz is actually headed towards the top lane even. Does have that ward of sight, so maybe you're going to just be placing that and going from there. But looks like at the Ancients, actually. Interesting placement there. Does get some good vision of the middle.
Yeah, it's the rotations. They are afraid of the rotations from Behemoth, I think, into that mid lane. I mean, Fasaslav, as soon as he gets level 4, if he gets the assist from Oscar on the Behemoth, then that's pretty much all he needs. The Fisher stun to secure a kill onto Revenant, who is really squishy. No, wait, Revenant is... It's Insania playing... What? Okay, wait, Tremble is going to be sent mid instead, and Dr. Pulsar is not going to be in the forest. Being played by Mickey this time. Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah, so changing things up once again. As we do have, as you pointed out, Mickey playing the Doctor at the top lane here. So we've seen Zlap play Doctor, Flensmeister, Mickey, and Insania. Casey is the only one that we haven't seen play Doctor lately, apparently. Coming out for...
And, well, Complexity somehow already countered the strategy.
Yeah,
by sending Midas to the safe lane. There's no way that they're going to be able to ever pick him off. They don't have any stuns. So it's like, yeah, we can harass you a little bit. We got some slows, but slow's not going to help versus Elemental Warp. Okay, I like the decision that they're actually pulling the lane here at least. Gonna try to deny experience from Midas, but I almost feel like sending someone mid would have been a better option than trying to deny Midas farm. Or Midas experience.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was just thinking that myself. I mean, this middle setup here for Complexity, very interesting. Actually, top lane, Doctor's in trouble. Doctor Manda falling right here. Health potion not going to be enough. What you got? Credit for the kill. Double melee, Behemoth Fade ends up getting the kill on Dr. Repulsor. I mean, it's double melee, but obviously both have very powerful ranged stuns, to be fair.
Yeah, I wonder if that came down to what you got, having a real nice patience and just not showing himself at all on the map.
Yeah.
Because in that case, it's more understandable.
There's also a great block from Oscar, too. Doctor was completely blocked off, really, with that Fissure stun. So, Bloodlust kill very early on in this game for the Legion side. And, yeah, but I was going to say about the middle lane, I mean, seeing the Ravener Andro middle, very interesting. Good to make sets early on. But, if Sync was going to rotate, then they need to be careful about getting flanked. However, That's just not the case. That's not happening here. You talked about the supports instead, insisting on doing the pulling here, and you got Keizu even jungling, really. You see Midas is going to come over and harass him a little bit. See what he can do.
Either like transition to the mid or transition top and dueling with the Doctor. I mean, it's a freaking dual melee up there. That's some missed Fisher.
Uh-oh, Fade's going to be fine. It still might not be enough to get away, though, for Doctor. It's not. He goes down yet again. Hasted Andromeda helping with that. There's that room control.
Why not send the supports to the top lane? Is it to tri-lane the Doctor in that case? Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah, it almost seems like it would be, because right now, bottom lane, not going too well. And, you know, very interesting, too, that Navy Rexar, he was playing the true support last game on Andromeda. They have been playing a farming Revenant this game instead. I mean, so kind of a a change of pace, too. There, yeah, I mean, you look at his item build, I assume that he's the priority farmer. At this bottom lane, he's 95.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I guess. Wow, okay. They're like, okay, last game didn't work out, let's try something new.
Yeah.
But so far, it's safe to say that this is not working out very well either.
Middle lane, Tremble. He has to play a little bit safe there, as saw the Andromeda running in. Does have the Mountain, though, to work with. You see a flank from a Curse. No, he's just counter-warding, actually. Good job with the counter-ward. They had to ward side first, so probably saw the initial or the ward put there, that's why they countered it. Wonder if that's going to be some information to the Legion team, though, that maybe something's there, but...
Yeah. I still don't see why they are sticking with this offensive playstyle. I think that Revenant should be fine on his own, as of right now at least, versus a solo Midas. Or at least if they would have left him like that from the start and just rotated the support straight away. I mean, Revenant has the advantage in range, so... You're not going to win this game unless Dr. Pulsar somehow snowballs, I feel. Like, he's their only initiation. Like, they don't have anything else. Like, they don't have any teamfight lineup whatsoever. It's all about Dr. Pulsar getting fat, I feel. Tremble can still get fat, but we saw in the last game, like, he needs a team around him to actually be able to, like, make stuff happen. It's 500 gold per minute, like a 10-minute mark, and still not able to do anything throughout the entire game. This tells you that it's going to be all about Dr. Pulsar in this game. And so far, Mika is, well, he's forced to transition into the forest because the supports are still, for some reason, down at the bot lane.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you know, how much is that truly accomplishing? Fuzzy Sloth manages to be level 4 here. Not the worst case ever for him. Obviously, when it comes to farm, not necessarily the best. And I mean, this is just a pure respect for Fuzzy Sloth as a player, almost. That they know, especially that with Midas in his hands, he can do very well with it. So really just putting that priority instead, ultimately, and figuring that Mickey will eventually be able to recover himself. You know, as he does take over the jungle, as you pointed out, a Curse being up here now. So, yeah, a lot of just playing catch-up right now is Sync Esports at this point. As Blitz going to get caught, though. Speaking of moving some supports, Fade comes down here now. And now Fuzzy Sloth is going to start opening up for him to pick up some good farm here. And actually, Revenant needs to be careful. Revenant's dead. There's the stun. There's a transmute. And he's dead.
Okay. Yeah. Sync Esports, in before the series, we were like, okay, they're looking so damn unsubbable, and then Complexity Gaming comes in and makes it look easy.
Yeah. Hate to put it on the ringer on Navy Rexar, because, again, it's definitely... It's not all him by any means, and obviously Complexity is playing this very well, but you can almost tell a little bit, too, that Sync just has a team. It's just not the same flow that we're used to seeing from them, even just earlier today in their previous series against Reason. So, Andromeda is going to be caught out with a Stamba baited right into the trap from Behemoth. Dr. Pulsar, though, barely gets away. Blitz not going to be the same. He's still trapped by the Fissure, but he is just far enough. So, the placement of the Fissure Stun just a little bit off right there. Meanwhile, though, Tremble, he was really farming mid. I mean, he kind of knew that they were all there, yet he still insisted on farming middle leg as he was. And he dies. I don't know. This is just Complexity playing it very well right now. And you got Ravener here is yet again off to a great start, 352 gold per minute. Obviously, the biggest difference from this game to last game is at least Tremble was doing very good last game for Sync. You know, had the free farm, 500 coal per minute even early on. This time around, it's nothing. 200 GPM barely, as he has a death now on top of that.
Yeah, and like no team fight potential or big plays factor at all in the Hellborn side. If you look hero-wise, I mean, at the Legion side, if it would have been the opposite way around, you would have been looking for that like Polky on Behemoth, like big play, team fight factor. But there's really not a single hero that can pull something like that off. It's going to come down solely to them just ganking around with Revenant. But so far, they haven't been accomplishing anything. And Revenant, like, how many heroes are there really on the Hellborn side that he can actually invis and go for gank attempts with? Like, it's no one. It's Blitz maybe that has the setup for a
That's
stun.
true, yeah. That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, it seems like that they don't really have that very aggressive, you know, mobile ganking team. I mean, Blitz is okay with that, but
Asuka, by the way, on the Behemoth.
yeah, he's gonna live here though. This is that great. Like, that was a great setup. He had no clue. That was an excellent jump. Yet it still wasn't even close to a kill on Asuka, and that's a lot of downtime for Tremble. He's tried to set up that gank with Blitz, didn't work out. He now has to run all the way back to the jungle or wherever he will end up. Revenant, in the meantime, look at the middle lane, the collapse. Yep, did they got any kind of vision? I'm sure they do. Yeah, the dust comes out, an easy kill.
Overkill. 4 stuns used. Pretty sure that the 1 was enough, but okay.
Yeah. They really made sure that they had that kill. So, an easy one at that, accursed. Dr. Pulsar setting up on a Ravener. This time no support nearby, Ball Lightning. Obviously not going to hit anyone there, and this should be a kill, as it will be. So finally a kill for Sync coming out. That is their first one of the game, and happens to be on the carry, so that's got to be at least a pretty good feeling for Sync Esports. And I will say, they're only down 2,000 gold this early on, so it's nothing too overwhelming yet.
No, that's true, but it's just that they don't have any setup whatsoever or any teamfight presence. While on the Legion side, I mean, we're going to have a Fate level 6 zone, going to be able to scout out a lot for his team. Then we've got a Ravenor, of course, one of those hard carries, and Behemoth Polky, as well as Midas Polky coming in. Like, Hellborn team doesn't really have those, like, Polky heroes or anything like that. It's just going to be all about... Yeah, I don't even know what it's going to be all about.
It's like trying to think on the spot there, and I don't even know. It's
yeah, I mean, they can't push. They don't have anyone to be in front.
Yeah.
And they obviously can't really do anything else either. They don't really have anyone to clear stacks for them. Revenant is good at it. Dr. Pulsar is alright, I guess. Okay, never mind. They have some stack clearers, but they're not going to have too much room to actually farm it up.
They are also building a curse that's kind of that utility tanky style almost, I feel like, too. You know, again, Keizu is playing it, so he is farming 280 gold per minute. So he's going to be that kind of that idea of being in the front lines and absorbing damage and, you know, drawing attention. So Andromeda, wow. They found Baba Ganoush. He was hiding over here. And clearly something gave it away that he was. He threw down the electric turret, as I call it, and got some good vision, so good find onto Andromeda, and that is another second kill coming out. But, yeah, I wonder what Accursed is going with that set. He does have 1,200 gold saved up here. You know, Boxy famously going for more of that carry style even. You know, carry as the staff of the master eventually, things like that, but...
I almost feel like they have to go for greedy items at least. They're going to find Ravenor, though. That's a real nice pickoff.
Yeah. So Sync, I mean, they even have a very slight gold lead now, or it's practically identical. Anyways, point is, they actually are very much in this game. It seemed like that this was snowballing out of control for Complexity early on, but it's not at all. This is a very even game here now.
I don't know how, though. Like, in some way, they've been able to like keep the golden experience minute relatively close. Behemoth is just... He stopped farming for some reason. It feels like FaZe stopped roaming around as well. It's been very stagnant for the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, Revenant, or not Revenant, Ravener, again, hasn't been able to get much going. You see Tremble putting it on the mound at the tower. Gonna clear all the trees, make sure no one's hiding. Bottom tower actually killed by them, but now here comes a flank. They're trying to jump a curse. It's not going to be in time. It's not going to be in time. Oh, it is in time. I thought he was going to get the flame consumption off, but... It was barely in time. Tremble now being chased down. However, the Quicken will help him get away. And they still want to chase. No, it's not going to happen now.
They're going to catch him, though. I gotta say, Oscar, I mean, he's been playing really well with rotations and all, but the Fishers, I don't know how many he's been missing in this series. Like, from really close range. Like, that was another miss on a curse from, like, almost out attack range.
Yeah, I think he's trying to be a little too careful on the angles sometimes. And, you know, it's better to get the stun off and the damage than, you know, maybe get a bad angle for your teammates. Obviously, the stun should be the priority in the end. So yeah, just like that right there.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah, what was that?
The hell? I mean, that wasn't even close to hitting Boris.
That was so funny how on the spot it was. Like, we're literally just talking about how they've been pretty bad, and he just shows us perfectly how it was pretty bad.
I think he's suffering from DCs. I mean, they have been pausing a little bit from time to time, and they have been talking about Oscar DCing, so it might have something to do with that.
I swear he's a better player than that.
Pretty sure that's the case.
He's a better player than that, so yeah, maybe it is a little bit of the DC hiccups there, but in the end, hopefully that doesn't continue to be too much of an issue, because I mean, if he's not hitting fissure stuns, that's not a...
Nope, never mind. Skype issue.
Well, apparently it was just a Skype issue, so... we'll see.
What? I've heard that they use raid call during tournaments, just because Oscar is like, his internet is really poor, so like Skype is taking too much
space.
Internet.
Yeah. Too much internet's capacity.
Exactly.
Accursed picks up a Mighty Blade. Interesting. What is he going for first? Is this going to be a straight Shrunken, or dare I say Ice Brand?
I would assume this the staff of the master.
No, he wouldn't go Mighty Blade first, would he? If he's going staff.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Accursed.
He went for Mighty Blade first. What do you mean?
No, why would he go Mighty Blade? You would go Glowstone if you go staff.
Oh,
I would think.
Yeah, that's a good point. You probably would.
It has to be either Shrunken or Ice Brand. I would think. Maybe Brutalizer. But straight Brutalizer seems a little...
Yeah, I mean, you won't, like, you want to stack up Brutalizer with attack speed items.
Yeah.
And this early on into the game, of course, you're not going to have the greatest attack speed, so Brutalizer is, like, non-effective. Yeah, good point. I mean, I would have said staff, but until you pointed out the glowstone thingy.
Yeah, it's as far as stat-wise, it would seem like the glowstone is so much better of an investment for only 200 gold more. So I would believe that we'd see that if it was going to be the staff of the master. But yeah, so I mean, maybe a straight-up Shrunken too, but
nah, that cannot happen. Like, they need damage in some way, or something to take them into the late game, because they're not going to be able to end this game in the near future.
I will say there's a lot of stuns. There's a lot of stuns, and so Shrunken is good for that reason. And he wants to be able to actually, shield his teammates and even use his ultimate if need be. So I don't know.
Yeah, but as you saw in that mid game, or in that mid gank, though, I mean, there was only Ravenor and Behemoth, and he wasn't even able to get his ultimate off. So, I mean, even if he would have had BKB, he wouldn't have been able to get that off either.
Well, we'll see what that eventually turns into for Keizu. Fade is stalking around with those Striders, seeing if he can catch anybody. Only 7 more seconds remaining on his ultimate, but not going to be the case. You can tell Sync Esports, they have a very aggressive order set. Well played by Insania there. Getting some information that a gank was pending, and so they fall back, preventing it from actually happening. Triple stack Ancients, going to be triple stack Ancients here in the near future at least. You're so right, though, about the Revenant and the synergy of this team. It does seem like it's not the strongest when it comes to the Essence Shroud, though, of really being able to utilize that to its fullest. But
nope. You can still use it to dodge wards, but yeah, as far as setup goes, they don't have the best. I also feel like Behemoth needs to focus a little bit more on farming. Right now he's just running around, once again chasing Boris over here with a DD. But like, that doesn't feel like the best way to invest your time at this point of the game.
That was funny. Oh, and the invis are distorted by Boris. Yeah, he has 1250 or about 2500 gold slaved up now. He just got out of Veiled Rod, so he's trying to set up kills here. He has a double damage rune on him, so it's only going to be 8 more seconds, though, so I'm really not going to come into play here. Obviously, though, portal key is the big thing, and still a little bit of ways, still a little bit off of that. Needs 950 gold more or so. Veldorot, though, coming in. They're going to try to find maybe Tremble, but don't think that's going to happen. Tremble's a little too passive here.
Why do they give Sync Esports 3 towers? They've been giving the tier 1 bottom and now in the mid. Like, they don't have any push potential whatsoever. Like, Legion team should be able to defend these towers easily, but for some reason they're like trading. And I mean, trading 1 tower for 1 is okay, but Hellborn team, I mean, look at them. They're farming the entire Legion forest at this point, and they're pushing both the bot lane and the mid lane, while Complexity is all stacked up as 5, just pushing 1 lane.
You look at a curse now, 1,500 more gold saved up. Okay. He does go the Glowstone, so it is eventually going to be the Staff of the Master. Just a little bit interesting as far as the order of it. Ravener in the meantime getting jumped by Fade right here, but here comes Midas to help out Fade, or at least that's the idea. But not enough ultimately to save him, and now Midas in trouble actually. That Mortification, the Enfeeble, and down he goes. A double tap for Navy Rexar, and that's got to feel good for him.
Yeah, safe to say. Pretty sure that's like the first kills of the series for him.
Yeah.
He was playing Andromeda, didn't have any kills, I think, and yeah. Good feeling for him, definitely. I'm not sure what he's looking to get in this particular game. I guess Hellflower wouldn't be too much, or would be a pretty good choice here. Let's see, could turn the Grave Locket into a Sacrificial Stone as well if he would feel like that, but he's gonna go for, oh, is that a Tablet of Command?
Yeah, I would think so. The Neophyte's purchase, but
no, he sold it now. Now he bought a major totem instead.
Okay. So it's gonna be Tablet though. Pretty much tells us
I guess so.
Just a little more stats, maybe a little more survivability here early on. Instead with the major totem, so gonna assist on the Ancients. That's where the synergy is kind of decent though with that set of Revenant. Obviously the Mortification pretty powerful here for this Hellborn team. Some good amplified damage for them to work with, and I think we kind of saw that in that last exchange. Blitz middle lane getting caught, but there's the Cauterize as well as the Fire Shield. Good timing from Keizu. And he saves Blitz and really makes that effort mute, or null, or whatever.
Yeah. And Tremble just picked up his Thunderclaw as well. It's a very late one, 17-minute mark, but I mean, he's still 300 plus gold per minute, and he's actually ahead of Ravenor now, surprisingly enough. Ravenor, or Formless, who usually never ever goes for a portal key, decides to prioritize that item ahead of everything else in this game.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure why that is. I feel like he's the only late game option that they have, so... And they're gonna have plenty of initiation already with Behemoth, Fade, and Midas picking up portal keys of their own.
That's true. There's a lot of TPs going to the top lane, trying to turn in the Fidget Stun. It does connect on a Blitz, and they will get that kill. If he could have got Tremble there, that would have been better, obviously. But yeah, they'll take the 1 kill. Midas, I don't think he's gonna be able to. Well, maybe actually. Tremble is out of mana currently.
Yeah, Tremble was like, okay, you're gonna stop chasing me now, right? But nope.
Oh, nice block there with the ball lightning landing, and yeah, they will catch and successfully kill him. Oscar's like, I got this, guys, don't worry. I actually can land the fissure, I swear. Just proving it. So guarantees it there, as I like to say. The kill is secured by Oscar.
I know Mickey goes for an Icon of Goddess. I don't know at all what's that all about. Yes, let's just say that he's gonna get a kill. So he's only got 2 charges, but doesn't scream pick off this Hellborn team, so I wouldn't have been surprised that this game, I mean, would have been a Lightbrand game instead of last game.
Yeah.
Kind of swapping it around a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. I want to go back to the Ravener point, though. You know, you're just touching on there, though, and yeah, I don't know why the different mindset here all of a sudden for this game. It definitely doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either. It's just, why would you get the portal key ASAP and Vessel like gold, especially when you have the Midas and Behemoth and the Fade, and you know you have all these strong initiators already? Why not get more of the farming side? I mean, to be fair, this game he was a little bit less farmed earlier on. It was a little more of a struggle, so maybe he figured to get the portal key and farm heroes instead, I guess could have been the idea here, but it hasn't been working so far. I don't think it's not necessarily been the best investment, but
well, he got 2 kills with it at the top, but yeah, I mean, true. Definitely not I mean, that's just a lucky situation, more or less, for him. I mean,
big
could have
fight.
said the same. What? They're gonna jump.
Yeah, the Dr. Pulsar jumps in first. Fade in the background, catches Blitz. The Shockwave, not the best, honestly. Not a whole lot there, but it will catch Dr. Pulsar. And he goes down. Andromeda's picked up. In the meantime, Raviter trying to do what he can. Not about half charges or so on him. He's kiting them around. Doing a good job with that beautiful transmute. Down goes Blitz. Down goes Revenant. And now Tremble's in trouble. Tremble will fall. The curse could not heal him in time. He will take out Raviter in the meantime. And a curse is still plenty good to go. In fact, he snipes out Midas right there. And do not underestimate a curse, says Keizu. Fade being chased down now. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him, unfortunately.
No, it's not.
Well, straight away, dust right there.
Dust? What?
Yeah, he's trying to see if he can catch him. Dude has a portal key. You're not catching him. So
yeah,
he gets away.
Probably is the fact that he got that adrenaline rush after getting those kills and winning the team. But he's like, I want more. But there was no way he was going to get that fade.
No.
And there's the staff.
Yeah, now he has a full staff. I mean, that's a pretty big deal. That means a second longer now on. Is it even a couple seconds? I think it's 1 second longer. But anyways, on the burning consumption, as it's now called.
It's 6 seconds at least now, and it's normally 5, I think.
Actually no, it's a 2-second increase now that I look at it, because I'm pretty sure it's 3, 4, 5 is what it usually is, and now it's 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3, 4, 5 usually. So, anyways, you can also now use it while stunned in silence. Is the other big deal. So, that's pretty impactful. That's pretty impactful. So. I mean, we saw last fight how he was able to withstand eventually and, help turn things around there at the end. So now that it's seeming to be more difficult to take care of him. Anyways, middle lane jump right here. Blitz gets caught out. Swap on a Raviner helping to keep him alive. And Dr. Pulsar decides it's best to just leave it and run away.
Yeah.
Only one charge currently on the icon.
Still only 1 tower kill for complexity. Like... Oh,
yeah,
no, Revenant's just gonna put it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they were having such a dominant laning phase, and I thought that this had the potential to be a really fast game, even faster than the first one, but yeah, Sync Esports sticking in there for now, at least. Complexity Gaming, I mean, with all those pole keys, they haven't been able to be too offensive.
Yeah, Raviner here. Did he buy something else? I guess not. I thought he would have had something else by now, but... No, that's the portal key with that Thunder Claw as well as Ring of the Teacher. I'm sure we'll still eventually finish the Abyssal Skull, but just going again a little bit different over and over here as far as his item progression goes. Fade, as we've seen, has got that portal key and been using that a little bit. And so the 4 portal key strat here on the side of Complexity, and then Andromeda on top of that. With that swap that she has, so a lot of mobility here. On this Legion side. Ooh, Void Talisman from Oscar picked up as far as his follow-up goes. I know it's good against Tremble, but...
Yeah.
Is it the best choice?
I cursed as well, I guess, but yeah, I mean, I feel like they need a transition into the late game. And, I mean, normally I would say that it's, oh, wait, look at this Invis spider here. Veiled Rot onto Behemoth. This might backfire for Sync.
This is really interesting. Oscar's got a prime position right here. Oh, if he jumped right there, man. Oh, I thought that was it.
Yeah, I mean, those illusions count as heroes as well. So that would have been a secure kill on the Doctor.
That was a huge chance right there, but they decide not to.
I don't think he was safe or felt confident enough that I was actually a Doctor, because he kind of like, or he wasn't paying attention to it at least. I mean, he was invis and then suddenly another illusion more or less just popped up. So he was like, maybe it's not the real one or something.
All right, well, you see Sync has now kind of fallen back. There's still someone nearby with that said, and actually, oh, Fade has no clue. She's going to be gone. I know he does have supporting cast kind of nearby. There we go. The shockwave happens. Fade is dead, but it might get some kills out of it. Behemoth, he does fall, and everyone stays alive. The heal support from a curse, no doubt a big part of that. Fantastic job keeping the teammates alive. And now Sync has a chance to push it in, knowing that 2 heroes are dead. Shockwave's down. And actually, Doctor flies in right here, going to catch Andromeda and secure at least 1 more kill. And now this should be a tower kill, so very well played by Sync right there. All without Tremble.
Yeah. Once again, it is the bound-eye factor. The fact that Sync Esports is like always on top of that. They always pick it up so early and they just get complete map control. The Legion team haven't been able to be in their own forwards for the last 3-4 minutes maybe. And yeah, Sync Esports are somehow they're making this game a reality. I mean, they're actually like looking to win this one. As it's looking right now, at least. I mean, yeah. Ravenor is the kind of hero that needs to snowball as well with his farm. Jeez. And so far, he's definitely not doing so.
Speaking of snowballing, he is snowballing all over Tremble right now. Well,
yeah.
Tremble?
Damn, so close. Yeah, he's gonna fall.
That Dark Swerve, man, it mitigates so much damage. But it's not enough. He does go down. So, good catch on him. Double damage Ravenor. That did a big part of it. He happened to jump like right on top of him. I'm pretty sure that he just kind of almost blindly went in. No, the sport aside, I guess, gave him information. So he knew that he was there, at least in the area, and happened to catch him. So good job at least slowing down a little bit. And Ravenor choosing not to finish a full Abyssal Skull, actually. He's trying to get a Shrunken Head here first. Thinking that's a little more necessary in this matchup here.
Yeah, nice word of sight by Insania once again. Behemoth's Shockwave still on cooldown for another 10 seconds.
There's the engagement, possibly. Tremble's still dead. Sync, I don't know about this. Dust's going to come out. Fade is going to get caught. He got Dr. Repulsor though first as well. Dr. Repulsor drops a Shockwave. Does go off a curse. He does have his ultimate up, so he's being healed this whole time. Look at the damage output on the Legion side. Revenant with that Mortification doing plenty as well. Andromeda's picked off. Behemoth going to go down. No, Void Talisman will keep him up a little bit longer. And actually, Portal Keys, well, that's why he got it, apparently. Great getaway from Oscar.
I don't get where all this damage is coming from. Yeah. Oh, look at Boris, by the way. Tremble, next level.
Yep, they catch him. They ends up resurrecting. Ravenor, though, was just out of range, so he does survive. You know what? To answer your question, I honestly think Revenant, we're kind of underestimating his potential, too, perhaps. But I think Revenant was a big part of that fight.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, there's nobody else on that team that's more or less like dealing damage. I guess Blade's ultimate kind of deals a lot of damage, seeing as the Legion team was pretty closed up. But yeah, it's probably Revenant dealing all the damage. Modification on top of Defile.
I got their the replay again, sort of a little bit late, kind of midway through the fight, but yeah, it did look like with the Defile. Do I call it? It is Defile, isn't it? Anyways, with the Defile on top of the Mortification. Did a lot of enhanced damage for his team because it really seemed like Complexity. They should have won that fight, especially with the numbers that they had right there. And with Tremble dead, I mean, that was the biggest thing. But it still did not work out. I mean, they even picked off Dr. Repulsor off the bat. Yeah, how did that go so well for Sync? Jeez, it some way somehow did, and they definitely won the fight in the end. So Cursed. This is proven to be a very, very good pick. No doubt for this team. I think that,
I gotta say that I think that what you got has been a little bit too offensive almost in those team fights. Just because of the fact that they do have a bound on the Hellborn side, and he's been running like, I mean, right there he was out in the open. Oh, here we go.
We have an engagement down here. Ravenor, in fact, picked off right away. Blitz, he's taking some damage, but a curse heals him right up, and now Fade's in trouble. As he's being slowed down, the Shockwave completely whipped right there. They will get the kill on a Dr. Repulsor. However, now Behemoth, he's in a bad spot, and he will go down. A hat trick for Insania. Playing the blitz right there. Lightning Shackle's doing plenty.
That it is. Once again, I mean, they just deal so much damage, and unfortunately, the Shockwave missing once again. Oscar is not having the best of his game.
No.
Here today. But weird, yeah, Midas, I mean, Fossilot is finally like making a recovery here. He's 300 gold per minute now, or in the near future he's going to be reaching that mark at least. And if he gets a sheep stick as well, then it's going to be a lot more difficult for Hellborn side. What happens, by the way, with a Cursed ultimate is not you cannot activate that through the sheep, I guess.
That no, I don't think you can do that.
Because, I mean, it says silence and stun, but I guess CC doesn't involve that.
Yeah, no, that's actually good. I don't think you can if you're actually a sheep stick, but I don't know. that's kind of one of those things. Yeah, it's just never really, you know, something you think about all the time by any means. So, top lane, Blitz will get picked off. Dr. Repulsor did what he could to maybe help, but obviously not much more he could have done. So, good kill coming out for Complexity there. On to the Blitz.
Yeah, this game just feels really odd. Like there isn't necessarily a game plan behind. Like both teams are just running around and like trying to get pickoffs more or less. Like there are no there hasn't been any focus on towers or grouping up or Conquer attempts. Like they've got a Conquer kill now, of course, but like in general, it just hasn't been those like standby team fights, like one or another team waiting for each other. It's just been constant like running around as 1-2 and looking for pickoffs.
That cauterized, not the cauterized, but the Accursed, the Seer effect is also something to keep in mind too. Again, especially now that it gets applied from his abilities, especially the Fire Shield explosion. I think is the biggest thing with that change that happened, to where it's now AOE. So it'll apply in AOE sense with that Seer when the Fire Shield explodes. And so you got multiple heroes that are affected by it. So if any of your teammates happen to be attacking them or whatever, they'll get that buff, the movement speed, the attack speed, and everything. So. It's just a nice benefit for the team. One of those small things you may not think about all the time as a spectator, but it no doubt is working.
And here we go once again, Insania leading the charge. For some reason, Insania just wants to get into those fights.
Yeah.
Every single time, just rushing straight in with Striders as a squishy blitz.
You saw Boris there as well, trying to maybe catch somebody, but everyone at Complexity falls all the way back to base. Man, Ravener just has not been. I mean, his GPM seems to be that's decent, but I guess a buyback has definitely stalled a lot right here.
And his charges is just like never fully charged, so he's never comfortable enough to take a fight.
True. Yeah, maybe the Shrunken Head will be the difference maker here. No doubt, a lot of again decent magic damage coming out here from the Hellborn side, but. You see a Curse in the middle lane. This is definitely a role that he plays very well, especially with the Staff of the Master. I mean, literally will press R in 7 seconds. You cannot do anything to him. You don't want to do anything to him. So they'll just heal him up, obviously. So this middle tower going to be easily pushed in. Obviously, by the way, I don't even know if we mentioned it, but Brutalizer on KZU, speaking of Accursed. Giving him a little bit of a semi-carry presence at least. Fades, roaming around.
Nice ward, just in the nick of time. He's gonna spot the blitz charging in, but okay, they're gonna port out.
Yeah, they didn't want to fight it, so that was very close. Andromeda gets out before.
Alright, so Sinky Sports 2 minutes left on the token, but they're not comfortable enough breaking the base at this point. That's safe to say. So they are just, unless they can get pickoffs, as long as Complexity stays in their base, I don't think that Sinky is necessarily going to push the issue. They're just going to sit back and farm.
Yeah, Tremble, you do see, is head towards the top lane now, but yeah, very likely not going to really look to overdo it here. Has another 2,700 gold saved up, so more item progression to come for him. At this point, it seems like something like the Wing Bow is what perhaps makes sense. And, good against a hero like Ravener as well. Great way to get mitigation against him, being that superior magic that he does. So something like a Shrunken Head doesn't necessarily stop that, obviously. So.
Oh, look at this, by the way. They are so ready, but instead it's going to be insane. I think it's jumped.
Yeah, he got jumped, but now here comes Dr. Repulsor, going for the counter cone of Fade at least. Revenant flying in as well. Mortification applied, gets the kill, but now Ravener's here. A couple of auto attacks later. Feels like Dr. Repulsor dead, and now Revenant's on the run here. Bound Eye, so even with the invis, wouldn't matter. He goes down, they drops the Bound Eye. They should at least kill that, which they do. Meanwhile, top tower pushed in.
Was just running over to get it.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, I mean, she was like 3 item spots open. He's running over there to get it, and then first slot is like, nope.
Nope, got it.
No more Bound Eye. I mean, 1 Bound Eye, 2 Bound Eyes are always better. Of course, there is the risk of dropping it, but come on, I mean, you cannot assume that you're going to drop it.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah, maybe a little bit of miscommunication there, but again, they do have one already, so.
I still don't see why people destroy the Bound Eye. Like, I get so freaking pissed every single time someone destroys a Bound Eye. It's just so
I think it's
valuable.
a lot of it's kind of just panic mode a lot of the time. Especially in Midas's case, I mean, he already had one himself, so it's like, what would be the point? But yeah, definitely, I mean, I agree. Yeah, obviously in that case, should have let Andromeda pick it up.
The only reason I see for ever destroying a Bound Eye would be in case you have like a Night Hound or Scout or something on your team. You desperately don't want it to fall into enemy hands.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only way.
Accursed. He actually bought another Bound Eye. I was wondering, he bought something, so buys another Bound Eye here, so There's that investment being made. Obviously, both teams have a good reason for it. With Fade here on Complexity, but Revenant on Sync, so makes sense that we have the priority being made. Firebrand just picked up by Ravener in the meantime. Andromeda, uh-oh. Look at that, actually. Dr. Repulsor, he flew in, then he decided that maybe it was a little too far. He tried to fall back, but now they're kind of committed, and Andromeda is picked up, and now Midas caught as well. You see Complexity coming over as a team, but the damage is just so quick. Fade running in. Now, they do have a pound die, so we kind of charged in there pretty recklessly. Ravener, he says, Fade, you're probably dead. I'm going to go elsewhere, try to maybe get these kills over here. Very sloppy fight from Complexity.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was all about. That was terrible. Like, straight up freaking terrible.
Yeah, they were all over the place. They were on completely different pages.
Mickey was just flying in, and then he was like, okay, never mind, maybe my team is not ready quite yet. So he was like, okay, I'm going to fall back a little bit. But then Andromeda swapped in straight back in when only Midas was around to assist him, which was really questionable. Then Fade jumping on the back target, while Ravenor jumps on a Dr. Repulsor with 100% HP on his own. This is going to result in, well, at least one side of Rax, I would assume. Ravenor is here, but without the shockwave from Behemoth, I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, I don't think there's definitely not enough threat without that Behemoth initiation. So, well, it's only the tower, though.
Are they really not going to commit to that?
Yeah.
I mean, with a curse in the front, I feel like they don't have anything to be afraid of.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Behemoth is coming up here shortly, but you figure by now they probably would have had it. But no, Behemoth resurrects, and yeah, Sync decided to fall back. They're doing the fake fallback here. They are trying to see if they can catch anybody pushing out, and they may get somebody. Fade happens to be nearby. Do they have vision? I don't think they do, actually. So.
I don't know if it was in range.
Uh-oh. Do they have dust? Anything? They don't have a bound eye here, so...
I think what you got, this might be risky, though. This might backfire.
This is going to backfire, definitely. Blitz in trouble, at least. Blitz goes down. The rest will be fine, at least. So, at least it was only Blitz. Could have been much worse.
Yeah, luckily Dr. Repulsor didn't have the time to fly in.
Yeah.
Because he was still in this. He was just about to when the backup arrived.
Fade happens to find Doctor over here, but unless he gets team support here quickly, won't really result in anything. He may get that team support.
Yeah, I think he will. Oh, what the hell did it do? What?
Oh, boy. There had to be some vision issues there. Like, again, it's hard for us just to really, truly understand how much vision. Because, again, they don't have a ward over there or anything, so I'm guessing that he kind of almost blindly did that, to be fair. So it looked really sloppy to us, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt there.
All right. Yeah, sounds fair.
But, yeah, that
would have been a Doctor kill, most likely.
Yeah.
Just would have connected with that Burning Shadow. Unfortunate. And here we go once again, this Invis gank from the Harmona side.
Using that Essence Shroud, Dr. Repulsor, 8 charges on that icon, so again, nothing overwhelming, but at least adding some up.
Damn.
That was unfortunate timing, and I don't think Ravener, well, maybe he could get out. There's a swap, actually. Fidget Stone from Behemoth as well, stalling them a little bit. Andromeda's going to fall victim. Used to that, though, of course. Behemoth, he gets caught. Look at that damage from Blitz, man. That was a lot. That movement speed difference. Down goes Behemoth, and actually Faye going to be picked off, so... What was the 1 kill on Andromeda ends up being 3 in total. And now Sync Esports, they're making their way to the top lane. And they're going to go for the melee Rex that's exposed, obviously, and that's going to be an easy kill.
This has to be 2 lanes. Like, this time there shouldn't be any questions about them matting up. If Wingball finished up on the Funstmeister, who wasn't even in that fight, by the way. He's 500 gold per minute now.
Yeah, so they go towards middle. And yeah, pretty obvious. He's both Fade and Behemoth still have a while, so sure he has Shockwave, but with him still being out for 20 more seconds, definitely not much reason for Sync to fall back, at least just yet. So at least get the tower. Looks like they're going to stick around for the melee racks. And that's pretty obvious why. Again, there's really not feeling any threat just yet from Sync. So now they're going to start falling back. But clearly enough damage done by Sync Esports. And now it's definitely a game of good luck coming back Complexity. And they're not even falling back all the way. They're definitely doing a little bit of a fake here. Portal key on KZ, by the way. I don't even know if we mentioned that.
It's Gojolo. Why not? I mean, there's no way that you're going to die.
I feel like that idea, it's almost like the Swiftblade idea, too, where it's just a melee hero with the Brutalizer getting a portal key, just allowing you to kind of be an initiator almost, jumping in.
Rusher is done for.
Yeah, he's just like, screw this, I'm out of here. Why would I?
It's 7 a.m. at his place in Korea.
It is early in the morning for him, yes. You were mentioning that with him. That's funny. That is a downside, too. I mean, we focus on the latency, but that's something else we never really talked about too much with, like, Slicks either. Famously from Australia, how it's...
Yeah, Australia is 8 hours ahead of Europe, and that makes it 14 hours ahead of US.
It's like mid-morning. So the dude was waking up like on weekends at like 3 a.m. to play Han. I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, that's what they used to do with when they had the Stay Green running before they moved into the team house in Miami. Like Slicks used to, when he was living in Australia, he used to set the alarm at 5 a.m. in the morning to wake up and scrim with his team. I mean, before school or work or whatever it was.
Yeah,
it's just insane commitment on his part.
Truly is, yeah. And from those regions, you got to go that extra mile, and that's why it's just that much more impressive to see it from when we do have players from those kind of regions. You know, Papa Ganoush's case, obviously, this is only kind of a part-time deal, but still having to deal with that. But clearly, you know, just reconnecting there. I'm sure just a minor issue, but got it taken care of here. Now going to see about what they can make happen at the top side of the map, but Sync Esports, they got the token now. Did they have bananas as well? No bananas there.
No, second Conquer kill.
Second, okay. And making their way towards the bottom. Revenant's trying to finish a sheep stick, so we're actually getting close to it. With this current farm. Midas is also almost there, actually, even much closer. In fact, this tower kill will secure it.
Yeah, I'm reading the chat, by the way, regarding the whole accursed ultimate in sheepstick, and they said that accursed ultimate even dispels the sheepstick when he uses it.
What?
I don't know. It sounds. I don't know if they're trolling.
That's weird if that's the case, yeah. Oh, there's a catch on a Blitz. And Blitz is dead. So right off the bat, very good start here for Complexity. Raven, though, in the meantime, he's taking some right clicks from Tremble. And that brutalized to work. I mean, Formless, again, he's just a definitely very passive carry player. Channel, we're seeing that here once again, but there's that jump with the shockwave. Tremble, though. Wingbow, the misses coming out. The token of life going to bring it right back up. Ravener, he's swapped out, but not going to matter. He's dead. No buybacks to be had. And Sync Esports, they're going to secure it here. GG, well played. Game 2 will go to Sync, and that means they're going to split it here in this 2-game series. So they each get a point out of it in the long run here. So congratulations to both teams, really. But Sync feeling at least good that they were able to take the 1 game here against Complexity. But, yeah, again, they split the series in the end is how it all shapes up here.
Yeah, now we can safely state that everyone in Sync Esports are able to play Dr. Pulsar.
Yeah, it's a hero that they throw around, apparently. That's kind of fun. So congratulations to them. And Mickey's coming back. Yeah, I know.
And it seems like Recent Gaming 1-2-0 versus Mist in the other series.
Okay, so Mystery Gang ran into a little bit of a hump there, sounds like. That's obviously a matchup for them that we expected to be a little more